Absolutely. Here is Chapter 6. Reactions reveal your weakest points. Own the trigger before it owns you. Every reaction tells a story, not about the world, but about you. Your reactions expose your insecurities. Your reactions expose your fears. Your reactions expose your emotional weak spot. If someone can push you into anger with a single sentence, they know where you're fragile. They know where you haven't healed. They know where you still bleed. That's the danger, because every emotional outburst becomes a confession. Here, this is where I'm breakable. And the world listens. The world watches. The world remembers. It builds a map, a trigger map. Your jealousy, your comparison, your fear of being overlooked, your obsession with being chosen, those are pins on the map. And the moment your weakness becomes visible, someone will use it. Not everyone, but someone. You have a choice. Own the trigger before it owns you. And let's break down the 3 biggest emotional triggers most people suffer from. 1. Jealousy and social comparison. You see someone winning online, a life you think you deserve, and suddenly your chest tightens. You scroll faster. You swallow bitterness. You wonder why it isn't you. That emotional spike? That's insecurity. That's envy. That's a trigger. Understand this. Comparison is a reaction. Improvement is a decision. Jealousy doesn't reveal someone else's greatness. It reveals your belief that you aren't enough. That's what you must fix. Not the other person's success. Not the app. Not the world's attention. You. Because if another human being living well offends you, your focus is broken, and broken focus is the fastest path to losing. 2. Gossip and reputation anxiety. Someone mentions your name. You instantly want to defend yourself. You want to correct the rumors. You want to win the narrative. That's the trap. When gossip pulls you in, you hand your peace over to people who don't deserve influence over your life. You don't need their permission to exist. Your truth doesn't collapse because someone lies. Your path doesn't derail because someone talks. Reaction is optional. Silence is power. When you're busy arguing with small minds, you abandon big goals. That's the strategy of the weak. Pull you down by pulling you off course. Don't fall for it. Don't take the bait. Don't respond. If it doesn't build your future, it doesn't deserve your attention. 3. Status competition and ego triggers. Someone else gets the spotlight. You feel invisible. You want credit. You want recognition. You want applause. Here's a harsh truth. Needing attention is the loudest sign of internal emptiness. Validation is not food. Praise is not oxygen. Applause is not proof. You don't rise by proving yourself. You rise by improving yourself. Your ego wants reaction. Your discipline wants results. Choose discipline, because ego ruins more potential than fear ever will. Now let's get direct. Whatever triggers you owns you. And the only way to reclaim control is by understanding your emotions before others weaponize them. Here's how. The 3-step trigger mastery method. Step 1. Identify the pattern. Ask yourself, what situations make me lose control? Who can always get a reaction out of me? What comments cut the deepest? Name the trigger. Say it out loud. Awareness is the first battle. You can't defeat what you refuse to acknowledge. Step 2. Ask, why does this bother me? Go deeper. Why does their success bother you? Why does their opinion matter? Why does that comment hurt? The trigger is never the trigger. It's the wound beneath it. If someone calls you lazy and you explode, it's because you fear it might be true. If someone ignores you and you panic, it's because you're afraid of being forgotten. Triggers aren't random. They're mirrors. They show you the work that's left to do. Step 3. Choose a new response. You have a choice. Every time, even in the heat of emotion. Pause, breathe, decide. Replace chaos with clarity. I control my state. I won't give away power. I choose discipline over reaction. That's the key. You're not trying to feel less. You're learning to choose better. Let's get even more practical. Here are scripts to replace emotional habits. When jealousy hits, their success doesn't steal mine. My time is coming. When gossip circles, your opinion can't rewrite my future. When ego screams for attention, I don't need recognition to be rising. Every time you choose calm, the trigger loses strength. Every time you rise above, you rewire your identity. You become someone harder to shake, harder to influence, harder to break. Understand this. Your emotional stability makes you dangerous because manipulators lose interest when their games stop working, because competitors panic when your confidence is real, because critics go silent when your progress becomes undeniable. No one can use your emotions against you once you master what they reveal. You have work to do. Not on them, on you. Heal the insecurity. Strengthen the standard. Raise the discipline. Do that, and every trigger becomes a teacher. Every reaction becomes a choice. Every weakness becomes power. Own the trigger before it owns you. Your new identity begins with emotional intelligence. Your new strength begins with emotional control. No more exposed nerves. No more open vulnerabilities. No more giving people easy access to your state. You protect your mind. You guard your peace. You become untriggerable. That's freedom. That's control. That's strength. You've learned to defend your attention. Now it's time to build the inner force that pushes you forward when motivation disappears. Because real growth doesn't depend on inspiration. It depends on discipline. You've controlled the trigger. Now you will master the grind. Chapter 7. Slow everything down.